So I've been studying the cannabis-motivated travel audience in partnership with MMGY Travel Intelligence since 2019. We're going to look at the most recent data, a couple of the key data points from the most recent portion of the American Traveler study we did. The cannabis travel audience today in the US, this is the active leisure travel audience, right? So not medical, this is the active leisure travel audience. 37% of the active leisure travel audience in the US is cannabis motivated. That's about 72 million people in the United States. Nearly 6 in 10 of Gen Z and millennials want to have or have interest in having at least one cannabis experience while on vacation. You can see there's a few different archetypes. You have the canna curious, canna wellness, and the cannabis connoisseur. Of course, visit a cannabis shop. It's a novelty experience. This is an attraction, right? So being able to point people in a place where they can not only access safe-tested products, but can experience a modern day cannabis retail shop and lounge that is on brand for your destination and giving a great experience is the most popular activity. The other ones that continue rising are visiting a cannabis sampling or tasting room, which now do exist in California, by the way, and then visit a California lounge or cafe. Notice the passive one is below the active one, a curated sampling, a curated tasting, and enjoying a lounge or cafe, of course. In this situation too, they look at smoking and vaping as something of interest. And further down, you see experience a mildly intoxicating cannabis-infused spa treatment. What a concept, what a great opportunity for innovation. Another really interesting data point from this year's POAT is interest in experiencing cannabis effects that complement or enhance food experience, fine dining, or local signature dishes. And right below it, interest in experiencing cannabis effects that complement or enhance art experience, like mural walks, theater. This is the connective tissue. As food pairs with wine, cannabis pairs with activities and experiences. And different varietals and different cultivars of cannabis, we're increasingly getting the research and learning what types of cultivars activate certain senses as a precursor to that environment you're walking into. So this engages the restaurants, it engages the arts and culture, and all of a sudden there's strategy unfolding, sending a visitor throughout the ecosystem to maximize the economic impact while creating a rich modern day cannabis experience. The second case study is a destination marketing organization. So Visit Oakland really wanted to get to it. They wanted to start talking about all their cannabis assets, the history, the legacy. They knew it was on brand. They knew it was progressive. And the more they dug in, they saw the value. So what we did is we created the Oakland Cannabis Trail. It is an evergreen experience. It's a storytelling platform. It's a connective tissue to the cannabis stakeholders. It's an opportunity to teach them what it means to not just be a cannabis retailer and be transactional, but what does it mean to be part of a greater brand where you're an attraction within that visitor ecosystem. We got some, FAQs and know before you go content up on the website. We have some cultural landmarks, and I want to speak to that for a second. Oakland actually had the first equity licensed cannabis shop in the world. And I'm going to tell you why this matters. It matters because an equity license in cannabis was somebody who was negatively impacted during the war on drugs. Therefore, they were prioritized in the spirit of restorative justice. So all of a sudden, if you layer in a cultural landmark along a cannabis trail and you celebrate being the first equity licensed cannabis shop in the world, now you're able to dig into culture, which for me is travel. If you get to hear a travel story, and if you get to hear about why that equity license is being celebrated and what that means to this community that was targeted during the war on drugs, that is the essence of travel. How do you coach and nurture and steward this new kid on the block that's in your destination? What does that mean from a travel audience point of view? How does cannabis sit as a sub-brand under your greater brand vision internally, just for guideposts? And what is your travel audience? Where are the overlaps? Is it the canna-curious baby boomers that are looking for topicals and spa treatments? Is it the wellness traveler that wants to be led by a shaman and do self-reflection? Or is it the cannabis connoisseur who wants to access the most premium, high-quality cannabis in the world and sample a flight of joints or smoke some fine hashish? It's all part of it.